Alright, that should include both. Alright. I hope my mic's working okay, because it's acting up a little bit lately. Not ideal, but it is what it is. I've had this headset for about 3 years now, and nothing lasts forever. So yeah, this is Div 3. This is the Dutch GP, Netherlands, Zandvoort. Or is it Zandvoort? I don't know. The Dutch are weird with their pronunciations. I'm glad I am not streaming this during my phase of slandering the Dutch, because it all stems from watching a car review, and the description and the title was in English, and I clicked on the video, and it was in Dutch, and Dutch vaguely sounds like English to some extent, and you can go, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then you're just lost for the most of it anyway. So it's sort of like speaking to a dude with a thick American, Aussie, or Scottish or Welsh accent, or even like a British accent, just because there's so many different accents. Anyway, so this is Div 3, round, I think the stream still says round something, round 11, which is not true. Because Div 3 started in Monaco. I'm actually, yeah, it still says, damn it! Alright, hang on a sec. Oh, there's an ad. I was going to see if I could hear myself, but an ad plays. Thank good priorities there, Twitch. Yeah, hang on a minute. We've got 2 people who've read it up. Very keen on playing. So I'm not hosting tonight. That's left with my co-commentator, Hinju. But he's going to be back. He's busy with stuff, so he'll be back. For now, it's just me. Yo, you can hear us, yeah? You can hear me, right? Yep. I've just watched the stream. Yeah, I can be heard, no problem. Awesome stuff. So that's worked out quite nicely. So yeah, this track's quite an interesting track. I remember it debuting obviously in F1 2020, the game itself, because it was supposed to be on the 2020 calendar along with Vietnam. Of course, we actually got this race unlike Vietnam. And across the 2 games, it's an interesting track. I thought I wouldn't like it, and the first time I drove it on both games, it didn't quite click. Awesome stuff. Thanks, Warner, for confirming that for me. But yeah, the track didn't really click, but over time, and even last night, because I was in the Div 1 race last night, it clicked. I finished 11th for the 3rd time this season, which sets the the tone that I'm not going to score many points. That's not the point. That's irrelevant. Div 1's incredibly competitive, and I'd go as far as to say that all the divisions here are very competitive. We have typically very close qualifying, and I've seen this a few times. We've had some very close races as well, stemming from all 3, maybe 4. I don't know if we have Div 4 available yet, but I've heard a lot about Div 4 being a thing for Australia anyway. There is a Div 4 for Europe. So if you're watching this and you are a European citizen, you can, if you're not a part of RRL sponsored by Sully's, you can join Div 4, climb your way up, and get up there. So yeah, I'm wearing an F1 shirt just to be in the mood. I'm wearing the shirt that I got yesterday. So I finally got an Alfa Romeo shirt, meaning the only shirts I don't have at this point are Mercedes and Ferrari and Aston Martin. I wanted to get a Racing Point shirt, but after Sergio Perez's win, they literally all sold out, and I had no luck. So I had no luck with that, and that was kind of game over. But it was actually similar with the AlphaTauri shirts, actually. After Pierre Gasly won in Italy, the shirts, the standard shirts, the polos. No, polos are the ones with the collar. No, the standard t-shirts were sold out for like 4 months. I was only able to get one in December through the Red Bull store. So yeah. So I finally got an Alfa Romeo shirt, and I don't intend on buying a Ferrari shirt because I'm not a Ferrari guy. I don't like... Ferrari... I mean, Carlos Sainz and Leclerc are a very likable duo, but The Ferrari up until 2018 came off to me as ignorant and thinking they could just prance in and just win some wins and championships. And that Mercedes, you know, made sure that they wouldn't. So, and Mercedes, because they're dominant. Second that they're not dominant and they're like Red Bull, you know, second best, I'll probably start gaining respect for them, because you know a team is dedicated to the sport when they're happy not being the winner all the time. Mercedes has complained a bit this year. So, I know, I lost a bit of respect for Mercedes this year. But anyway, Vorno says, morning lads. Yes, if you're over there, over the opposite side of the globe to Australia, it is indeed morning over there. It is currently down here in Victoria, it is 8:22 PM. And it's, well, we're in the middle of spring. And that typically means we start getting warm weather. Right now it's about 17 degrees Celsius. So it's not bad. I don't know why I have my heater on. It's just a comfort thing, to be honest. But yeah, that's that really. We've got 5 out of 17 readied up. You know, I suspect we could. I mean, we start at 8:30, don't we? I have no idea. all I know is that when I go on the Discord, it just says 8 PM. So. Oh, we are readying up. Okay, everyone's just decided. They've heard me. They've decided to ready up. Oh well. I mean, I don't think anyone else would be joining at this point. So, without further ado, in 15 seconds, you will see qualifying in Zandvoort. People can join mid-session, obviously. Problem is, though, is that I think Pinju, who still hasn't come back yet, set the formation lap on. Now, mind you, again, last night in Div 1, we had the formation lap and it worked. But because almost every Div 3 race I've commentated in, we've had bad luck with the formation lap, I'm now very skeptical of the formation lap. I think it's just a ploy to deploy the safety car out. So, shouldn't be too long now. If I was able to carry everyone in here, it'd be loaded up really quickly, because I've got this game installed on my Xbox Series X. But, be interesting to see how the Series X holds up in summer, actually, because it's right near a window. So it's just going to get boiling hot. Oh, and I got my dogs barking. Lovely. So here we are in the pit lane of Zandvoort. Zandvoort's surroundings are some of the prettiest in the calendar. It's just a shame you can't really see it because the track's like almost banked inwards a little bit, and of course there's a beach next to it. And I can get the environmental concerns when they ran it because it's such a green and lovely area. And, you know, humans like to dump shit everywhere. Pick up your trash, by the way. You know, I would be shocked if it kept going beyond 2022, to be honest, just because they had the whole thing of, okay, I'll go this year, it might go next year, but beyond that, you know, the Dutch courts went, you're on a tight schedule, fella. So, unless they cap the attendances quite a bit, but I think the Dutch government wanted the race to be like filled, because again, they've got the resident Dutch boy Max Verstappen. Speaking of resident cars, we've got a McLaren out. McLaren's first out. On my end, it looked like it was about to go straight back into the pit lane. It was just going to do a U-turn there. But anyway, so we've got a McLaren out, and we've got an Alfa Romeo out. I've actually got to turn all this on. This, fun fact, a few of you probably already noticed at this point, but this does reset every single time a session advances. So we've got Fanatical furthest out on track. We have a Red Bull behind him, who's McNeil's. Look at that stunning livery. I love this livery. Oh, and... oh dear, he's already damaged his car. Well, better to do that in Q1 and on the outlap than in the race. Can't blame you for that, because that, if your setup's not right here, the back end is very unsteady. Believe me. Oh, we got a slow AlphaTauri. Is it
I'm back. Hopefully these batteries last.
Back, mate. Let me double check if you're in here. Let me,
I should be. I've included my audio, so
alright, you are back. Awesome, mate. Yep, awesome. Yep. So yeah, we're in a couple of outlaps. McLaren's slow on his outlaps. McNeil's has damaged his front wing.
Yeah, I saw someone about a front wing.
Cars. Yeah, plenty of cars are out on track. In fact, there's quite a few cars.
About half the grid's out on track.
Yeah, roughly that. So I was just touching base about how nice this track is, and I was also talking about how nice the Red Bull livery is. It's just a shame it's temporary, to be honest, because the Red Bull livery is... like, it'd be nice if they had a toggle, you know, because then they could have the Gulf McLaren livery, the Italian Grand Prix Alfa Romeo one. I wish they did an Italian Grand Prix Alfa Romeo shirt, to be honest, because I'd be wearing that instead of Alfa Romeo shirt that I have.
Mm.
But yeah, anyway. So we're on board with Fanatical, who's just about to cross the Sector 1 timing line. So this is a fun track. What are your thoughts on this track?
Oh, it's just pretty fun once you get into a rhythm, you know.
Yeah.
But you've got to be very precise. It's like basically one line. You have to do the same thing every lap for every corner. You can't really change it. Otherwise, you kind of end up in one of those gravel traps.
Or worse, in a curb and then spun into a wall.
Yeah, found that. Nearly had that happen a couple of times last night, the curbs, you know, but the FIBA...
I had a couple of spins myself in quali, but that was a fun race though. I finished 11th, but that was a proper fun race.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I went from, I think, 14th to 7th by the end of the first stint. 6th,
yeah, I remember
whatnot. I was
went
charging up through the field. And I was going pretty good up in P6, you know, and then the safety car came out, and the game gave me a penalty for being on track. So it was just like GG's, race over. So tried to slow down at the end to go side by side with Will across the finish line, and the guy just sped off. So you know,
I was gonna say I saw that because it was absolute chaos in the back there. We've had two set times here. Fanatical set a 1:12.5, and Dr. JDM has set a 1:14.2. Yeah, I very vividly remember those last few laps just being utter chaos.
Yeah.
Stroker race, 1:14.5.
Yeah,
but,
it was just a safety car.
Yeah, because I went from 6th to 14th car spun on the banking on the last corner, which seems to happen every single race I've had here.
Yeah.
But
nah, the corner, the banking's a bit. It's a
banking's fucked. I was so unlucky though, but because I was 6th, I had the race of my life up there.
I was just annoyed. I shouldn't have pitted. The safety car just came out at a really bad time.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because it just made it a...
And I spun as well on the in-lap for the pits. And so I lost like 3 more positions than I should have. So I was further down than what I should have been anyway. So
yeah, no,
it was a bit screwed.
Oh, well, we've got Monza next week though. Monza should be fun. Flunky has just set a fastest lap of a 1:12.2, and he's alongside Ain't No Kid right now. I think we have more cars setting laps. Bird has retired from session. Where did he die? JDM has just set the fastest lap of a 1:12.1, which I was on board for that, to be honest, because that looked like a pretty decent lap for Div 3. Considering my best lap was a 1:11.2, which I set in both Q1 and Q2. That was...
I did a 10, I think.
Yeah.
But I binged
I was really lucky in quali. I think all my luck went in quali because, again, I got into Q3 for the second race in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another spinner. And it's Mad Dog, who's just damaging his rear wing, going through the banked corner. Okay, so I was going to say, some people went high through here and some people went low through here. I noticed in the Div 1 race.
I just keep a middle line, you know, I think it's just best, just being safe through there. I know if you take a high line, you run the risk of losing the back end more, but then you get a better exit. But then if you run a lower line, then you can also do that, but it's quicker because you're driving a shorter distance or whatnot. I don't know, so it's very technical.
Yeah, it's a very technical part of the very technical track anyway.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that the actual race was a little bit on the boring side though, because
the
track again could have
doesn't really promote overtaking that much in real life.
I mean, ironically, it doesn't promote overtaking much in the actual game itself, because again, the only reason why I was able to get up to 11th by the end was because like people spun. Otherwise, I wasn't able to get ahead of Harry. I wasn't able to get
I don't know if it's not that it does make overtaking. I think you just have to kind of lick the stamp and send it. I think that's some nice fun. The second lap, in the first Darish straight, I sent it into that corner. It was quite a nice overtake, and I made a couple more or whatnot. You just kind of have to set it up. Oh, and as McNeil's just run wide. You just kind of have to set the overtakes up here. You kind of got to stick behind the car in front for about half a second gap for a few laps. Just look at the lines they're taking, look at where the weaknesses and their strengths are, and then just try and use their weaknesses and strengths to your advantage, and then just try basically set overtakes up basically on the front straight, because that DRS is quite powerful. You just have to be pretty close. If you're more than half a second, it's not that powerful. but if you're more,
Yeah.
if you're close, then it is pretty good.
I don't know, Kid sets a 1:19.4, but I believe he's coming back out for he's going to do a second lap. We have a
Yes.
Mercedes with an out lap. Showtime. Oh, he's about to start a lap. Let's watch this out lap from Showtime.
You have
Two honey handles,
Stroker coming out the
1 and
pits
2.
as well.
So most cars. Oh yeah, I see him there. Yeah, that's a tight pit exit to that. That's
Yeah.
I mean, Monaco and that are probably the hardest to deal with.
I was really cautious out of there last night.
Yeah, I was like shit. Yeah, I mean, what I did was that I kind of braked a little bit later and just took a bit of a wide line,
Yeah.
exiting it, and then again hugged the inside wall on the exit back onto the track. Oh, do we have a spinner? We have an Aston Martin going very slow. I noticed that they updated the halo of the Aston Martin, and
Yeah, I
it
don't
looks
like
nice.
it. I don't personally like
actually-
it, to be honest.
I mean, fair enough. It's a bit of a weird design, but I just like that they updated it based off the old design. I just wish
Yeah.
that they kept the two different designs, because I know in real life Stroll and Vettel run the two different halos. Not sure why. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3.
And Sector
Could
1.
be in Sector 1.
Oh,
we have a
Sector
slow
2.
wheel-
My bad.
Might have been Goffey. Yeah, Goffey's got dirt on his
Yeah.
wheels. He's spun, I think. Oh, that's a good camera angle.
Yeah. I don't know, I think this track,
And Showtime.
it's good. You just kind of
Good lap.
have, what's a good lap by Showtime? You just have to run a
It's
bunch of
lovely, yeah.
different lines and stuff. Like out of the banked corner, up and down,
Tied from session.
turn 4, where,
Is that
ain't
the
no kid-
banking?
yeah, where ain't no kid pinned it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, yep.
I'd always you actually it's actually quicker. Well, I made a few overtakes. Was I'd force people to defend the inside, and then you brake really, really late around the outside, and you just carry the extra
Yeah.
overspeed, and then you've got the bit of traction at the top that you're able to just take them on the straight, and then you just send it.
You just send it, yeah. I was gonna say Purex goes fastest with a 1:11.7, which
That's
is a
very
very impressive lap by Div 3 standards. Even Div 2, that's a very competitive Div 2. Even like semi-competitive Div 1 time, to be honest. That's a great lap from Purex. We're just waiting to see if there's anyone setting laps. Oh, we have an Alpine spinning along the track. I didn't get the track map out, so I don't know what corner that is, but I think that's turn 6, or it's just a random tyre on the track. Okay. But we're going to watch Urban Growth set a time. We're going to see what time he sets. He sets a 1:13.3. He has an Aston Martin behind him in Caden, and he sets a 1... Oh, okay, yeah, clearly that was the banker lap. Because, yeah, it wasn't that quick. But Stroke Race does improve. He does a 1:14.3. Hogs that inside apex just nearly too much, actually. Because the second you hit that inside curb in turn 1, you spin. Simple as that. But we've got a couple of cars. We've got plenty of cars still out on track. There's no shortage of that, despite the fact we've had 3 retirements this session. One car didn't even set a time. But McNeil's has set a time that's good enough to keep him in 7th. But I suspect he might be able to stay into... I mean, time might be good to stay in Q3, to be honest. It's hard to say. Hard to say if anyone's sandbagging. Stuff like that. Anyway, we're on board with Mad Dog, going through turn 3. He takes the low line and then comes out on the high line there, which is kind of the racing line, if I'm going to be honest, in my experiences. As much as a lot of us take the middle part of the track, yeah, that just kind of that's kind of the safest way to kind of take it. This corner is very sketchy though. I lost the rear end 3 times here in qualifying. Wasn't great. It's quite scary.
Yeah, you have to be. I found through that corner. I found through the race. You kind of have to inch the car in,
Yeah.
tiptoe the steering, because if you're too aggressive, the back end will just go. But if you just enough, and if you only like, I was shifting down to 6th, even 7th, just leaving 7th.
Yeah.
You just have enough speed and just turn it in ever so nicely. It'll settle just right, and you'll get a pretty good ride, and then you'll be able to set up the next lot of corners. The curb on the right-hander, just where Cubistics just come past. If you get on that curb, it happened last night. I got on that curb because I'd run wide, and there was a car about 200 meters, like 100 meters ahead of me. He's quite far ahead. I got on that curb, and I just couldn't stop. Like, that just sends you. That curb just sends you.
It does. I'm not sure why it just throws you so far out, but it looks like it's profiled to at least try keep you in, but maybe it's like those curbs of death in Suzuka, but it's hard to say. It's just the curbs in this game are so much different from 2020 that it's just, again, you have to take different racing lines and it just throws you off a bit. That being said, the racing line here hasn't changed that much from 2020.
No, it
Donkey
hasn't.
goes 1:11.8 to take P2 in that stunning white ball. I found out the Japanese text on the side pods and the rear wing actually says arigato, which I think means goodbye or hello. I actually have no idea. I don't know Japanese. Japanese
Nah, I
is
don't have
overtly
a clue.
complex. There's
Oh, I
like
don't have a
3
clue.
alphabets in Japanese, so
Nico
Yeah.
Hulkenberg will make an IndyCar test next week.
I saw that. That's
yeah,
that's
it's pretty
fascinating.
Pretty interesting. I think
You'd hope that
and it was Logan
oh,
Sargent
Mad
as
Dog
well.
spun.
Ah, of course he has.
Poor dude. He done it on the banked curve as well. He was setting a decent lap and he just spun it on the banked curve.
I'll
Now
be able to get
spinning
in
there has
pits.
happened to me.
Yeah, it
he
happened.
has
I
to.
saw it happen to you last night.
Yeah, happened and ruined my race. Just, I don't know what happened. It was worn softs, and my car just went, see you later. I'm not 100% sure what causes it, but
I think if you're just a bit too aggressive and there's just like as you said, the tires are worn, then like your rear end will just
Yeah.
step out.
we'll step out, yeah. Fanatical takes P3 and improves his lap by half a second to take a 1:12.008. We've got an Alfa Romeo further down. Elongated does a 1:12.4, and we have a Williams behind him, which oh, never mind. The Williams actually have an Alpine, actually, of Goffey. But War Machine cooked that last corner there, and I think he's going to go back out and try again. But we've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds until the end of Q1, and if I'm going to be honest, I get the feeling that the order here has been set for Q1. I don't think many people are going to improve. I don't think there's much of a rush to improve, to be honest. Unless you're in the like 11 to 14 bracket. You want to get some more times out there, more competitive laps and so on. We've got the Mercedes and Mad Dog out there again on another set of soft tyres. Still plenty of cars out on track despite the now 5 retirements. So, it's not bad. Not bad at all, to be honest. Say Goffey's binned it, I think, going up that corner we were talking about before, where you have to go from 6 to 7.
Yeah.
Up a gear.
I actually found the I forgot to put my tyre pressures down last night, so I was running max tyre pressures.
Yeah.
The whole race, and it was really hard to follow cars, but those softs, even after 13 laps, felt fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say the tyres actually aged pretty nicely there. Like I went on the hards, because obviously after I spun, I was just like, nah, screw it. I've pitted like 6 laps before I should have. There goes my dogs again. Elongated set a 1:11.9, which was a really impressive lap. But as I was saying, so the hards weren't too bad because I literally ran until lap 6 till 31 on hards, and they were fine. Even at the end of the stint, they were fine. So I just went, all right, use softs, and I was panicking because I was thinking, oh shit, what if I've got really old softs? And luckily for me, they were only used for a single lap, which I believe was the Q2 lap. Urban Growth had an invalidated lap, and he didn't improve anyway. So I suspect he's going to go straight back out there and give it the beans for another lap, another solid quick lap. So I just saw the comments on the Twitch stream. Scott, just being Scott. I gotta say, Elongated always surprises me. He sets laps that are further down, and then he just brings out these brilliant laps later on.
Yeah.
That just propel him really far up the grid. This is really, really fascinating to watch. It's always fun to see that sort of thing with these lobbies. War Machine goes 3/10 up in the second sector, but touches the grass on the inside curb and nearly loses it. Who spun? Elon spun. War Machine goes and does a 1:13.3, 8/10 up from his last lap. So that was a very decent lap. Elongated is still at the banked curve.
No damage, you just had to turn the car around.
Alright, okay. See what else is going on. We have another Mercedes going down the line. Mad Dog's improved quite a bit. He does a 1:13.1 to put him above.
I'm gonna mute my mic
Basically all
because
those
I've
guys.
got a big storm coming through now. I'll be quiet for the next
Oh, that's
15,
alright,
20 minutes. Yeah, it's like really loud.
Alright, mate.
Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna say I can hear a little bit of it, but yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's just
anyway.
like I'm on the bureau at the moment. It's just like red and black.
I'm actually curious now. I'm actually gonna check the brew. I mean, I don't know where you are in Queensland, and I won't ask because doxing and everything. But I'll have a look.
Oh,
Actually,
no one's gonna do
the whole
anything.
thing
If you just go on to Brisbane, you'll just see where it is. It's just right there.
Sydney. Holy shit, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bomb has... Bloody hell, mate.
Yep.
Hopefully it's not too harsh. Hopefully power doesn't go out, because I know that can happen with these storms sometimes.
I hope not, but if it does, oh well.
Yeah, unfortunately it's beyond our control if it does. So there's the end of Q1. Hopefully this game doesn't bug out, but we only have 3 cars out on track at this point. The 3 Mercedes. One of them's going back in the pit lane, and Mad Dog is making a mad dash to improve his lap, although I don't think he's actually going to improve. No, he's committed. He's committed to improving, but he hasn't quite improved. He's down by a second. So that leaves Urban Growth to go into the pit lane and to finish Q1. So that means, actually, because we've got 17 cars, we don't have a full grid, so I think it's only 3 cars that are out in Q1, I think. Actually, I'm not sure. So Urban Growth retires because obviously it's just quicker to do that. But Mad Dog's still out on track. I don't know if it's the AR controlling. I hope it's the AR controlling, because to be honest, oh dear. Yeah, we've got checkered flags. Unless, did he make it? I swear he didn't make it, but maybe he did. I actually didn't pay that much attention to that, if I'm going to be honest. So, we'll find out. Damn, why do you stream so early in the morning? Oh, Mad Dog spun. Does a nice spin back onto the track. Yeah, again, those curbs do not look like the type that would spit you up and throw you out wide. They look like the type of curbs that would shred your underbody and suspension, if I'm going to be honest, if your car's low enough. Curbs here look nasty. I think Mad Dog did, yeah, he's retired from session. So that's the end of Q1, everyone. That's that. After Mad Dog's noble attempt to set another lap, which unfortunately failed him, he still does go into Q2. But it'll be interesting to see how many spare sets of fresh softs everyone has going into Q2 and subsequently Q3. Because a lot of people went out multiple times. Honestly, it's a lot of tires being used and worn up. So there's the people who are out. I'm a Bird 2 did not set a time. I believe he crashed. Ain't No Kid with a 1:18.9 is 16th. 15th is Goffy, who sets a 1:15.9, and then it's your boy here, retired or crashed. I believe, given if he's down here and he's set a 1:12.5, he's crashed. So yeah, those are your people that are out. 14th down to 17th. We'll await the countdown and we'll see what happens, because I'm fully expecting this game to implode on itself at any given moment. Ah, goddamn. Oh, everyone, good news. Rapid Pajalas, Yano's overtakes of the week are up on YouTube. I would love to see those, because they're always a joy to watch. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to the Rapid Racing League YouTube channel. I'm actually going to look it up right now, because I need to figure out what it's called specifically, because, yeah, here we go, Rapid Racing League's in my search history. Who would have thought, hey? Yeah, the video just came up a minute ago. So, if you want to go and watch that in the intermittent period that we have, it's just countdown, never mind. If you want to watch 30 seconds of it, go ahead, because we've got 30 seconds until Q2 begins. Yano is not in Div 3, no, he's in Div 2. The one, the only Yano. I'm not going to try doing an Italian accent, that's not my forte. Depending on the mood, I mean, I can either do a Scottish or a British accent. That's about it. I guess because I have Scottish... Oh, we're migrating host. I suspect power has been cut for Pinju. I hope it just doesn't go to... It's probably going to go to someone in Div 3. Although you think it should go to me, given I'm spectating. And I have decent internet. But I do have a suspicion that yeah, his power's probably cut. Or he's just tired and wants to go to bed. Either way. Welsh, well, yeah, you see, I just realised you're Welsh. So I realised I couldn't emulate such an accent, but Scottish, see, I did it. I don't know what that is. It doesn't sound like it's Scottish, because I understand Britain and, you know, Wales and Scotland have an insane amount of accent, like, diversity. It goes as like closest different cities, like Manchester and Birmingham, I believe, have different accents, and so on. Anyway, we've got plenty of cars out. There's no rush. There was no delay in everyone heading out. Everyone is eager to head out and set some laps. Scottish hot lap. No, we'll get Paul DeResta to do it with us. Hang on, he's Scottish, is he? Can you join the league? Yes, you can. There is a Discord link. There should be a Discord link. I don't know if it's in the Twitch description. I only come on here once a week to stream Div 3. But, is it there? In the more... No, we only have Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Whoever maintains the Rapid Racing League Discord, bloody, top class ride along myself. Hey, it's Purex. Purex, you're still in the pit lane, mate. I'll give you a one lap ride along when you're out on track, mate. No problem. Absolutely no problem. Plenty of cars sitting out laps. Stroker's already retired from session. I think he's actually crashed, actually. There should be... yeah, damn it, I missed it. I suspect he did crash. Can someone put... Yeah, here we go. Yano, happy to help. Cheers, Yano. Put the, yeah, he's put the Discord link in there so you can join that, mate. Welcome aboard. Got cars setting timed laps, and as you can tell, the telemetry and lap data has just disappeared from my screen. Give me... You know what, I'll turn off the tyre graph, because to be honest, who cares? But also it clutters up the beautiful graphics. Fanatical sets a purple first sector on the medium tyre, which is admittedly quite impressive, because the medium tyre around here, it feels great, to be honest. But I'm not the competitive type, so yeah. So yeah. Speaking, I was just thinking, Yano Trulli, the driver himself, he was actually decent back in the day. I remember his adventures in Toyota, and I gained a lot of respect from him for his heroics in the Toyotas. Then again, I always liked the Toyotas, to be honest. Those cars were... I just liked that they kept the same identity. McNeil's has set the first timed lap, and I can't believe I missed that. And he sets a 1:13.6. Purex is on an outlap. Fanatical goes 1.6 seconds quicker to set a 1:12.0 on mediums. That's really impressive. Fantastic lap there from Fanatical. We have an Alfa Romeo behind who is setting a... I think, yeah, he's setting a lap. He just set a 1:12.5. Cheeky game. Removed me of the option. The Yano's in Div 2. Yeah, he's pretty quick. I'd say, yeah, he's a regular point scorer in Div 2 from what I can remember. So... If you like what Yano can do in the Toyota, you should see what I can do in the yacht with that. Oh, hang on, we've got a grid penalty between... What happened there? Elongated crashed out. Oh dear. Was there a bit of a kerfuffle between these two? God, I hope not. We have a Williams starting an outlap. Purex baited me. Yeah. Did I remind you, mate? Did I remind you, Purex? We have other time laps, including Kirko's 1:14.9, Mad Dog's 1:13.6, Urban Gross 1:13.4, and someone else set a time. Someone else just went down the... It was a Red Bull. It was McNeil's who improved. He set a 1:13.3. So we've got another McLaren who's really slow going down here. I suspect might be setting a banker lap to go back out, because you can set multiple laps on these mediums. In fact, you can even do it on the Inters. I've done that on the Inters myself, personally, during Q3, Div 1. Oh, you thought you meant Jarno Opmeer. Nah, it's not Jarno Opmeer. God, if Jarno Opmeer was in Div 2, jeez. The Div 1 guys would be actual F1 drivers, I think. Just should be, but they are. Anyway, you didn't hear that from me. Who else is setting a lap? War Machine is next to cross the line to set a lap. He's going up the banked corner that leads into the main straight. Doesn't look terribly competitive though, as he's past that DRS zone with a 1:13, but he sits a 1:17.1, so he's definitely going to have to head back out there and set a decent lap. Mad Dog is much slower, 2 seconds down in fact. I want to know what happened with the elongated, because I don't know what happened there, but it looks like that could have been a rather meh. Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember seeing Brendan Lee join, and I remember hearing that name, because he was like esports, the early esports champion, like the OG esports champion. Oh, we have someone spun. It's showtime. And then, yeah, he's just kind of been in the midfield. But to be honest, if he's still at it, and he's still getting races, good on him. Because it's always, in my opinion, it brings legitimacy to see people come back and stay. So... Oh, so... Okay, yeah, anyway. That was that. We have Purex on an outlap, and he's getting ready to set an outlap. So we're going to focus on him, because he spent the... oh, he spun on his outlap. I mean, to be fair... Oh, he's reset the track. I don't think that incurs a penalty in Div 3. I'm not 100% sure. But, I guess we can check with the leaders that are in the chat, the head boys that are in the chat. Here we go, his Purex is on board. See how he handles Sector 1. Hopefully his tyres aren't too cooked from that spin, given the corner that he had to challenge himself with afterwards was a high banked corner, and those are pretty heavy on tyres. But he seems to be adapting to the spin quite nicely, actually. He's handling those corners beautifully, heading out into turn 4. Now he goes uphill, just about to hit the Sector 1 timing board, which I think's been pushed back from 2020, but he sets a 25.5, which is not purple, but I believe is semi-decent? Hard to say. Naughty Naughty Reset, yeah. See, I don't know if it's not allowed in Div 3. I thought it's just a blanket ban. We have an Alfa Romeo behind him, which is also JDM, who's also setting a time lapse, so he's getting a cheeky slipstream, but also drag and, dirty air based off Purex's McLaren. Okay, resetting in quali's fine. There you go, everyone. Resetting in quali's fine. I wanted to ask, because I totally didn't do that. Oh, Mad Dog spun, unfortunately, after setting a decent middle sector. Purex sets a decent middle sector as well. Let's see what Purex can do. He crosses the DRS board, and it's just open from here. He sets a 113.0 on the dot. JDM benefits from the slipstream and sets a 112.3. Imagine that, hey? You set a 113.000 on the dot. Showtime sets a 112.1 and has a purple third sector. So that was a particularly noteworthy lap. Fascinating that even in the dirty air you can still improve over the car that you're behind. I find that very interesting. Flunky has improved. He's done a 112.0. Very close to Fanatical's time, actually. We have a slow AlphaTauri on track. I suspect he might just be giving himself even more room. To be fair, he's got plenty of room in front of him. It's not like there's heavy traffic in front of him. In fact, Sector 1 is completely empty. In fact, Sector 3 to Sector 1. Sector 1's now, Sector 2, sorry, is now empty. Purex sets a purple middle sector. So not only has he set a decent lap, but he's just gone out and he's decided, okay, I'm going to try and prove. And I think he's going to prove a point with this lap, if I'm going to be honest, because this looks pretty quick. This could be a very decent lap. This could be good enough for pole. It is good enough for pole so far. Well, it's not pole yet, it's not Q3, but he sets a 111.7. That's a really decent lap time. It's a very decent lap time. There's a Mercedes behind him, and it's showtime. He's much slower in the second sector, though, so I don't expect him to set a timed lap. I expect him to go straight to the pit lane. Flunky might be setting another lap, it's hard to say. He might be saving his tyres, considering he said he's done his best lap in Q2 on the medium tyres. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. Not sure what's going on there. Not sure what's going on there at all, actually. That's interesting. Maybe it's just the game being the game. Nah, Bream slowed down. Oh, sorry, it's Bremer. Bremer? 07? X-Bream? I'll just call him XB. Why is War Machine's car, like, yellow flag every single time? What, has his car got, like, a mechanical failure or something? Fascinating. Anyway, he's on his outlap. We have two cars who I believe are setting times. Purex might... Oh, and game's just being weird. Purex might be going out for a third lap. He's not satisfied with provisional pole in Q2. He wants to go above and beyond and get into the low 111s, it seems. So we don't have many cars out on track for once. I say for once because generally these qualifying sessions have been pretty packed, actually. We've had quite a lot of cars popping in and out, setting timed laps before heading back in and taking a quick coffee break or a pee break, because I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I get nervous in qualifying and in the race, and I have to pee a lot. Which is made worse by the fact that I drink a lot of, like, water. Water's good. No water, no life. Solid lap for mediums, I guess. That was brilliant. It was as good as a lap as it could be. It's better than my lap on softs in Q1. My first lap on Q1 was a 1:11.8. You set a better lap than I did on a harder compound. So you should be very impressed with that lap. We have a couple of cars out on track. War Machine's just going to go straight in. Bremo has set one lap, who's 7 seconds in the middle sector. He sets a 1:12.2. So out of nowhere, he's just set a really good lap. But the top three is separated. Well, Purex's incredible lap has put him notably ahead of everyone else in the field, but second and third are still just 3/10 behind him. But I suspect no one's going to touch Purex today. I reckon he's a good candidate for pole position when Q3 arrives in 3 minutes. We have a Mercedes out on track, actually. It's Mad Dog. Mad Dog's setting a time lap. Let's go on board with Mad Dog. Let's see how he handles turn 1. It's actually a bit wide, actually. He takes that very wide. Almost kind of goes for the apex too early, I'd say. But these are a tricky section of corners to deal with. He can either go wide up. He does what I do, actually. He goes a bit wide up on that banking. I haven't seen that Fanatical Elon crash. I'm super curious as to what's happened there, because I know something happened. I'm not sure if it was an accident or... The video that you have posted, Elongated, thank you for that. My god, that was a massive curb hop. It's almost gone into another country with that curb hop. Well, we have one other car out. I think that's... No, he's setting an invalidated lap, and he's also... Must have run out of fuel. That car... Or unless the engine's just gone kaput. Oh, I just heard the Honda engine fart. Or... Was that it was a Williams? It was a Mercedes engine. Never mind. Alright. Let's see how this clip goes. Because, yeah, it was a weird crash, that one. I'm watching it right now, and so I'll make my verdict based off what I see. We don't have many other cars setting timed laps. Mad Dog doesn't improve. He invalidated his lap anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so he's catching up to the McLaren. Oh, what the hell was that? That was very dodgy from Fanatical. So yeah, that clip. Look, Elongated. If you, I'm guessing if there's a steward section, Div 3 Discord. But if there is, absolutely send that in, because that's, you want to make a case for yourself. That's some very strong evidence. I see you already have. Wait, no, this was a week ago. Never mind. I'm forgetting what days it is. It's the lockdowns really made me forget what day it is. McNeil's is retired from the session. Don't think his lap's going to be good enough to get into Q3, but I don't think he's terribly phased if he gets into Q3 or not. I think what matters is getting a good enough position to be able to take advantage of a decent strategy, which is a good way to handle your races as well. You either have really good pace and are able to overcome any bad strategies or missteps in strategies, or you go full ham on the strategy and just put in consistent laps. That's one thing I've very much noticed with this game anyway. And I think it's made me a better driver in Div 1, to be honest, to notice that. Showtime's retired. I reckon his time's much more convincing than McNeil's. Not to say McNeil's lap's bad or anything, it's just Showtime's 4th, McNeil's is 8th. And of course, the window of entry into Q3 is 10th and above, so he's a bit on the cusp of elimination there. He's a bit close. So yeah, not many cars out on track. We have a singular car out on track, actually, and it's War Machine, who's actually improving. He's just going to go out in the softs. He's mounted that curb like he would if he was driving a rally car, but good on him for keeping that up there. And he's still improving too, so I guess the curb hopping's the secret strat to improving your lap times, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go, that's all the timed laps, I'd say, because War Machine's just passing by now, and he's the only one out on track. He sits at 1:13.475. I didn't see what position that propelled him up to, but it was a good improvement from him, and I believe he was the only one to set a lap on the soft tyre in this session. Correct me if I'm wrong, audience. I can't believe I've just exited Twitch. I've got to load it up on my goddamn phone again. Okay, so we have Elongated out, although that wasn't that wasn't his fault. That was a really that accident didn't look good from the clip that he put in the chat. Mad Dog is out with a 1:13.6. Unfortunately, just 2/10 shy of getting into Q3. Kirko, 1:14.002, a little bit further back in Stroker Race, didn't set a time. So in every session so far, we've had someone just not set a time. So that's interesting. I wish I saw what the chat was now, because I just saw, whoa, that's not normal, and I want to know what the context behind that was. I've got this lovely dessert here that was brought in to me by my lovely mother, and I want to eat it, but I don't want to eat it during the broadcast, and I don't want to potentially stain my Alfa Romeo shirt. It's really nice. A really nice, like, jam donut thing, and what's those rolls with the cream, the jam, that's like layered twice? I forgot what they're called. I just know they taste good. But yeah, so here's Q3. We only have 9 cars in Q3 because Elongated was I'd say almost basically taken out. That was a very bizarre accident. And if that was intentional, that was a very malicious move there. War Machine's the first one out. He's decided, nah, I'm going out. Although, to be fair, the Red Bull of McNeil's was probably... game. Anyway, yeah, I think McNeil's was the first one out, technically. So we have 3 cars on out laps. We have a 4th car heading out. So we have both McLarens back out on track. We have the Alfa Romeo, the one that's based off my shirt. I gotta admit, like, I have to do a tier list someday of all the F1 merch that I own. This time I won't bait you. Alright, mate. Well, let's see how this goes. Yeah, a bit of that. Seriously though, Elongated. I'd seriously send that into the stewards if you feel there's because they can set quali bans and stuff like that. There are an array of punishments. Dirty drivings and, you know, unclean moves and, you know, silly errors. They're not tolerated. You know, everyone's got to be respectful and clean with each other in this, and that promotes close racing. Cleanliness promotes close racing, I say. Doesn't matter if you're 2 seconds off the leaders, as long as you keep yourself clean and keep your nose out of places it shouldn't be. You know, you'll be right. And would you look at that? It's disabled telemetry and lap data again. Is this game made by oh shit! What happened there? We've got 2 yellow flags. We've got a McLaren that's stopped. Bremer is retired. Purex has decided to just flex by parking his car on an unintentionally good camera angle. Yeah, I don't think he meant it. No, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird crash. It's a weird crash. I won't say any more on it, but if it was intentional, that's very malicious. If it wasn't, then yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a very unlucky accident. JDM sets a purple sector 1. Anyone else? No, War Machine apparently set a purple sector 1. Well, you know what? We'll find out when the concertina of cars cross the start-finish line in the next 30 seconds or so. So we'll see what War Machine sets. I suspect he's going to set maybe a 1:14 something. Oh no, he could be quite a bit quicker than that actually. A 1:13? 1:12.6! Good lap. McNeil's, he's less than a 10th behind. Fanatical sets a 1:11.5. Wow. That's incredible. That's an incredible lap there from Fanatical. Let's see what JDM sets before we go on board with Purex. JDM sets a 1:12.5. 1:12.1, sorry. Let's go on board with Purex. Down sector 1, he hugs that inside line and has his front right wheel hit the curb a little bit. And he spins oh, and he's crashed! That was a very unfortunate accident there. He's mounted that curb just a bit too much, and the car just went yoink! And went, no, I have a sudden attraction to barriers. Wasn't your fault. The curbs in this game are absolutely fucked. I'll say that right now. Yeah, it just happens, mate. Sometimes it just happens. The curbs are so violent in this game. The curbs are vicious. They're out for blood, those curbs. I'm pretty sure, actually, there's a site in hell that, like, specifically has drops of blood drop into its, like, into a bowl that says, cars destroyed from F1 curve, 2021 curbs. I think we have another car sitting on timed lap. War Machine goes very minusculely quicker on worn softs, which is pretty impressive actually. To go just even slightly quicker on worn softs. That proves he's got pace in that car this weekend. Flunky, out of nowhere, sets a 1:11.2. Congratulations, Flunky. You were quicker than me in Q2. You were quicker than a Div 1 driver in Q3. Take a bow. That was a fantastic lap there. So we'll see who else is setting laps. We have a Mercedes further down who is setting a decent lap. I believe he could be setting a competitive lap. We have an Aston Martin not far behind him. He's 7 seconds down in Sector 2, so I suspect he's on a warm-up lap after probably his previous lap. Showtime sets a 1:11.3. Wow. Yeah, at some tracks the curbs are ridiculous. Imola, that recently came out, I love Imola, don't get me wrong. Imola is a fun and interesting track. But some of the curbs, and even some of the weird, like that weird uphill bit at the end of Sector 2, I think it is, you can spin there. It's like Portugal's Turn 8, the infamous Portugal Turn 8, in my mind anyway. That's just spin central. I reckon every division will struggle in Portugal just because of how random it seems to be with those spins up in Turn 8. So, we only have 7 cars running, because 2 of them have crashed out, because the curbs have demanded a blood sacrifice, and they unfortunately got them. And as a result, only 7 cars will be setting times, and they're all within about a second and a half, which is pretty competitive, to be honest. Because, yeah, especially seeing some times in the low 1:11s, that's mad. That's absolutely mad. Remember in Div 1, I don't know who was flexing it, but someone was flexing about the possibility of setting a 1:09. And if I'm going to be honest, if I was in a session where someone said a 1:09, I think I'd just retire. Because I know I'm never going to be that quick on controller. I mean, you know, you can be very quick on controller. There are Div 1 drivers on controllers who are very quick. I'm just not one of them. Yeah, it should be interesting to see how the lap 1 start goes. I'm no longer in control of the lobby, though. So it's open season, what happens? But if the game does decide to have an oof ouchie, I can at least just say, join me. Let's just hope, though, for continuity's sake, and for broadcast's sake, that the qualifying continues and the race continues as normal. Thank you. Can I replace Crofty? Yeah, it's weird. I don't mind Crofty. To be fair, though, I prefer Brundle. I like Brundle's smooth and, you know, calm demeanour. He has a bit of wisdom to him from being an old-school F1 driver and being a... He's technically minded, he's mechanically minded as well, it seems, and I find that very appealing. Because, personally, if you ask me, I find the whole idea of... I find F1 most interesting when they talk about the technical aspect of it, not the drama of the races. I mean, a dramatic race is wonderful, of course, it's what makes the sport, but seeing different aerodynamic and mechanical philosophies in these cars is so fascinating. I know they have no relevancy to road-going cars other than the 8-speed gearboxes, which apparently, because they did the 8-speed gearboxes for 2014, helped pioneer 8 speeds as standard in conventional modern cars. So if your car has a 8-speed gearbox in it, and it's made by ZF, probably thank F1 for that, maybe. I actually don't know. But I do know that they did shift from 7 to 8 gears in 2014. Oh, War Machine spun. He's kept his car running though. He's just got no front wing. JDM's slower though by quite a notable margin, so he will not improve, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate for War Machine. Who's on comms? Rapid Romulus. Well, not Rapid Romulus. I'm not called Rapid Romulus on Xbox Live. You what? What was that, game? Oi! No. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just retry it because it's sticking here. No. Still gonna yell. Oh, JDM's just completely yeeted it. I think he's retired. The game might actually have gone kaput. We're still getting an online services error. Yeah, I know, game. There's apparently an online services error, but everyone's here and setting laps. Yeah, Rapid does sound good. It's just I don't want to spend $15 on the name change, and I like SD because it stands for nothing, and maintenance. Yeehaw. Yeah, I was gonna say yeehaw. We have another Red Bull out, so if this game was to stop bullying me, that would be very great because everyone's still able to set laps. It's just that this game is specifically press cancel. Did that work? Hang on a minute. What did I get an invite for? It's working now, it's all good. But did cancelling an online connection keep things connected? Is that what happened? Standard definition Romulus, yeah. Or, there's actually an acronym I had for it when I named the account back in 2012. McNeil's goes quicker and sets a 112.3, just further closing the gap between the drive's still running. But, I can't remember what SD stood for. It stood for something. Super Dick Romulus. I mean, people called me STD. And a couple of mates of mine up in Queensland who I played a lot of Rainbow Six Siege with and Fortnite and Forza Horizon. And they just called me STD or SD. And there'd be a few people who'd probably be insulted by that because, you know, it's like, oh, you're calling me an STD test, you're calling me an, you know, sexually transmitted disease. No, it's all a gag. EA sucks, I agree, but this game's Codemasters. Next year's game, though, will definitely have more EA influence in it, though, because from what I know of the development of these games, they have it, 2 teams run the development. So they have one team do, so for example, we have one team do 2018, the other do 2019, that 2018 team does 2020, and the 2019 team does 2021. And of course that all differs, so the 2020 team will be working on 2022, and that's the first game, or it might not be the first game under EA, it might be actually 2023. Rom, what happens if it STD? What was I gonna say? If I redeem, what happens if I redeem a Yano hot lap? Will Yano visit? I can't confirm that, but it just depends. Rapid Jala wants to join you in F1 2021. I'm gonna try and invite him. Do I have him on here? I surely do. Unless he's appearing offline. Rapid Pajala. Rapid. Bollocks. I'm getting this all wrong. Give it to me, Xbox. There you go. Invite. And that. I'll just invite him to party and game. Unless something's gone wrong. Smashing Dick, Romulus, Sexy Dude. Oh, we've got the thing again, and McNeil's a spun. Sorry, game, but you can't convince me to retry to connect the services. I just press cancel and it works anyway. So that's it for timed lapse, I suspect. But Flunky out of nowhere, unless Fanatical can beat his time, has set a time good enough for provisional pole. McNeil's all the way. Yeah, unfortunately he spun. Yeah, unfortunately it's just not I'm seeing all these names for acronyms based off my Xbox gamer tag. You know what, I appreciate that there's more than what I just thought of. But about 90% of them have something to do with sex. We have an Aston Martin. 113.3. Pajala's sent me a party invite that I don't want to leave this party in case the thing goes up haywire. It goes up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Unless the stream... Yeah, unfortunate Vorno. It was just, oh, for God's sake. It was just timed wrong, unfortunately. Just the end of Q3. That is what it is, though. Pajala. Mate. Yano. Do I have... He's messaged me recently, hasn't he? There you are. Yeah, when he added me to Div 2 way back. Early this year, actually. No, you joined me, and you joined my game. Severed Dick. So there you go. Oh, game's crapped out again. Flunky on pole position with a 111.2. Behind him is Fanatical with a 111.3. Not far behind. In fact, 1/1000th of a second behind him. Jeez, that was as close as you can get between second and third. Further 7/10ths back is Dr. JDM in fourth. McNeil's is fifth. Urban Growth is 6th, War Machine is 7th, and then the rest haven't set times, and so that's your qualifying order. We're migrating host again for some reason. Game? What are you doing? I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing some very interesting names in this chat. They're just getting very interesting. Oh, game's frozen. Oh no, game's not frozen. It's just the game's having a moment. Let's just check the Discord really quick. What happened to the lobby? I just had Kahoot shout at me in all caps going, Rapid Romulus! I don't know what happened there. First time going solo. Yeah, I guess last time last time I did commentary was with, oh, I mean, I did it with Pinju and now I did it with you. It's stuck on migrating host. Anyway. Well, Rapid Ricardo, people had to have joined before Q1. Before they could join. Unfortunately, that's just what happens. I have no idea what's going on with the game. We're still seeing cars in the corner there, though, being a little cheeky. Still doing laps when they shouldn't. Lobby will die. Thank you for confirming that. I sent you an invite, though, Yano. But unless you wanted to set up the lobby yourself and then invite me, I do apologise for not joining earlier. Oh, it ends anyway. Is there really server maintenance? I swear Codemasters pick things out of a hat and then just go, oh, we've got server maintenance on. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, we're still migrating host. So that's rather interesting. So it's like shuffling a prize hat or something, or like a prize box, or like a bucket with like a name out of the hat. Sorry, yeah, name out of the hat. That's what it's called. It's doing that. Well, it's still do a race. Well, we've gotten this far. Sorti di Romulasi. Oh, hang on. No, you said ye at the end. Never mind. Whoops. Oh, my controller vibrated for some reason. Yeah, I can go back to stream archives. If this stream stops, if this stream has to stop, I can just go back through it and get the qualifying order from there. Actually. Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that just simply lovely? So if the race is still, I know we're witnessing a car crash here in slow motion, but what's going to happen with the race if there's no host? It's still trying to migrate a host. Will the cars be just locked onto the grid? We'll find out, I guess. Yeah, Fanatical had a 5-place grid penalty though, based off an accident with the elongated earlier on in Q2, I think it was. Yeah, it was Q2. Grab some popcorn and watch the carnage. Yeah, if there's a host, because the game can't decide on one. Oh, never mind. See, the Alfa Romeo in the second row is stupidly eager to move. We're already moving, apparently. Are they going under their own power, or are they just decided to move as AI? I suspect because there's a staggered amount of cars that they might have gone under their own power. Well, you know what, let's check I'm a Bird. Can someone confirm to me if anyone who's in Div 3 right now, confirm to me. Oh, we've got 2 disqualifications. Okay, yeah, I think things are going as normal, strangely enough. Yeah, I think it is time, to be honest. Last to first challenge. Let's go. So I suspect these cars are driving on their own power, and plus we no longer have the migrating host issue. So despite the fact this game wanted to do its very best to ruin things for me and me personally, we're still halfway through the formation lap, but you know, things could still cock up. Oh yeah, that was a message from an hour ago. My god, I've got so many messages on here. Premier League manager gone. I wonder what club that was. Oh, we're hearing fireworks somewhere in my neighborhood. So we have the cars lining up on the grid. We have all the disqualified cars already there waiting for them. As if they were like, you're too slow. Come on, mate, hurry up. Unfortunately for the cars that got disqualified in the warm-up, their tyres are as cold as ice. And they'll have an interesting time trying to get out of, you know, having a good start anyway. Unless they really want to spin the rears and, you know, have a good old time spinning the rears. I'm in the ghetto? No! No, I live in a lovely part of this town. Lovely, tree field, inviting, just like this track actually. 5 lights, they're staggered, audio's cutting out. And away we go, the race to turn 1 begins. Flunky keeps his position quite nicely actually heading into turn 1. We've got a couple of well, I don't know what happened to the Alfa Romeo there, but I suspect he had a death wish, because I think he just blatantly took someone out. Purex has tumbled down the order. Mad Dog has a collision, has a 5-second penalty for collision with Purex. I have no idea what happened. We have a VSC on lap 1. So that was interesting. War Machine's retired from the race, so we've had 2 retirements on lap 1. Purex does not have a front wing. We have more people without front wings, actually. Everyone has just slowed right up. And just, you know, in case we didn't need more penalties, we've just had others crash with each other. Okay, so that's a lot of cars that have been involved in lap 1 incidents already. Yeah, in fact, half the grid, nearly half, about a quarter of the grid, it's upgraded to a full safety car now. But half the grid, lobby restart. Lobby restart, yeah? Pajala, do you want to handle the lobby? If you don't mind, if that's not too much to ask. If it is, like, I can do it. I'll just remove the formation lap and remove quali. I can do that and have everyone join on me. Completely up to you. It's alright, Purex, we've got a lobby restart, I think. Yeah, we have a lobby restart. Alright, cheers mate. I'll invite you to the party too if you want. So you can, if you feel up to it, do some co-commentating. As it stands, the race is due to be restarted. We'll obviously be right back. So I took a sponsored ad break. I'm gonna join Pajal's party. See what happens. All right. Oh, he left. I've been baited. Did I get another? Yeah. Oh, hello. Yo. What's going on?
What's going on?
You're pinging me. Oh fuck! Sorry, I didn't check I don't check Discord. What do you want me to say?